Hello everyone, my name is Jacob, and today I should be building an early style truck in Minecraft. Alright, so today we've gone back in history, quite a bit actually. Today, as I said before, we're building a sort of a early style truck or lorry, and it's I would say, a sort of style from the 19 teens. Basically something that would be in use during World War One. As you know, World War One was the first war in which motorized vehicles played a large role, and so obviously trucks were a large part of moving stuff for the soldiers and supplies in general. So I sort of wanted to have a truck from that era as well. You probably know that I built like a more modern trucks already. Right behind here we've got a sort of a, I would say, a truck from like the 30s up until the 60s, I guess. And then of course we've got some more modern ones, a whole bunch of them actually that I've built during the different videos. So anyway, today we're gonna be moving a bit back from there and building this thing. So let's just go ahead and start building it. Alright, so first thing that we're gonna go for are gonna be the wheels. Now all of the more modern trucks that I built have just like black blocks for wheels, but I wanted to emphasize this one by having like wooden spoke wheels, because that would be generally how that would be set up at the time. Mostly cars, but also trucks in the 19 teens definitely had wooden spoke wheels. Obviously they had rubber tires. Some had like full tires, so they wouldn't filled with air, and then later on they moved to air-filled tires, but generally they would have them mounted on wheels, on wooden wheels, just like carriages pretty much. So that's pretty cool, and I wanted to bring that into this build. So I've decided to make the wheels out of these oak trapdoors, because obviously they have the right pattern and they're sort of the right size. So we've got single wheels up front, and we've got sort of a double wheel design at the rear. So let's just go ahead and do this. So the front wheels are gonna have to be on the outside of a block. So basically this block here is gonna have to be, so this block next to it is gonna have to be a whole block, so that we can move, or so that we can mount this like connection here, this axle, I guess you would call it. And so you put the actual trapdoor on the on this side of the block, so on the outside, so that you can, so that there's still a full block in there. Obviously we're gonna have to move that out one more, because we have a gap of 2 blocks in the middle, and we're gonna put stone slabs there in the middle. So this is pretty much our front axle, and obviously these things, these kinds of trucks just had solid axles. They were generally, or mostly, just rear-wheel drive, and very simple sort of design vehicles, rugged also. At that time the engines became more reliable as well, so they were able to put more emphasis on motorized vehicles other than over like horse-drawn carts and carriages to supply people in the field. So anyway, we're gonna build the front end off of this front bit here. I'll just add a couple more slabs here, and then we're gonna have some note blocks. There we go. This is gonna be our radiator grille for the vehicle. We're also gonna build this one out of blue blocks, just because I think that's pretty period. And we're gonna have some quartz slabs on top of the engine compartment, I guess. So this is the front bit. And then if we move on to the back from here, I reckon we could probably build the rear wheels, because they're a bit tricky. So as you can see, I went for a double wheel design, because obviously it's a truck, and I had quite a bit of trouble with that. I didn't know how to actually do it, because you can't connect two trapdoors if you put them right next to each other, because there isn't a full block in the middle. So I had to improvise with some pistons, and the way we do this is we just put the pistons like so, so they're on the inside of the trapdoor, and we do the same thing on the other side. We also can connect them with some slabs. We're gonna do that later. So basically there's your trapdoor, and then the piston goes on the inside, and then we've got a 2-block cap, and we connect that with some stone slabs, and we have our rear axle. After that we can move on to just building the chassis and basically like the cab up front. So we've got this sort of extension here, basically the bottom of the cab, and then from there we've got the chassis that goes all the way to the rear. So we've got it set up that it goes 3 blocks over the rear pair of wheels, or the rear 4 wheels, and the 13 blocks is the whole length of the whole thing. Now obviously it's a bit exaggerated as opposed to real life. I built it much bigger, or at least a bit bigger than it would be, but it's the only way in which I can put a little bit of detail into it at least. So now that we've got this, we can finish off the cab. So we've got some fenders on the sides here of the front wheels, so they start right above here and they sort of go down, and we've got a stone slab in the bottom. That's gonna be the step part, and then on the other side we've got the same thing going, just like this. There we go. And then on top of that we can build our we can also extend this a bit. We can build our basically driver compartment. So we've got a sort of a box thing going on here like this. Just goes all the way around. There's a gap of 2 blocks in the middle. We have some glass panes that are gonna go in the front. This is gonna be our windshield, and then on the rear just got a wall like this. Actually we could leave this one without the roof so that you can see how it looks. I added the roof to the other one so that you can see what you can do and how it can look. And then we're gonna move rearward from there, and we're gonna build the sides of the bed here. So just like this. There we go. And most of the construction of these vehicles would include just wood, other than obviously the structural elements, such as the chassis would be made from steel, but generally quite a lot of wood used in these things. Alright, so we've got the front wall off the bat here, and that's pretty much it. This is just a simple sort of open bed. You can make it into a lot of different stuff, maybe even a covered style bed, pretty much whatever you like. But I think that's probably enough from my side, I think. Oh yeah, of course we could also add some lights to the front fenders. Those are also always nice to have, obviously. There we go. And yeah, I think that's probably enough. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can obviously check out all of the other trucks that I have around here. There's a video for pretty much all of them, so just navigate my channel if you're interested in anything like that, or the other 200 plus vehicles that you can see here. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you can press the like button and subscribe to my channel. As I said, you can also check out my other videos. You can also support me on Patreon now. The link is down in the description of every video. And I will see you next time.